The Yoth deep space array locked onto something that should not exist, a rhythmic organic pulse from Sector 7G, the human homeworld.
Dr. Varn, look at this. The seismic profile from Earth, it's not geothermal.
Routine readings aren't? Filter it. There's no geological anomaly in that sector.
But the signal resisted every filter. It was not noise, not technology, a slow 0.8 hertz beat. Constant, biological.
This waveform, it's not seismic. It's a pulse, a heartbeat. Run a full biosignature crossmatch, cardiac pattern library, spectrum delta through gamma. Now,
The console returned a single match. Biological origin confirmed. Single cardiac rhythm. Source, terrestrial core.
that's not possible. A planet with a single heartbeat, that's not possible.
She overrode every protocol and fired an emergency packet to the Yoth Council. The subject line: planetary scale life form, immediate session required. And deep inside the Earth, the pulse continued. Waiting. The Yoth Council convened within the hour. Counselor Teth's crystalline robes caught the dim blue light as Olivia took the floor.
The data is unambiguous. Earth's core emits a 0.8 hertz biological pulse. It is a heartbeat.
A heartbeat. Dr. Varn, you are suggesting the entire planet is a living creature. Have you eliminated every artificial explanation?
We ran every filter. No known technology produces this pattern. It is organic, sustained, and singular.
Murmurs rippled through the tiered seats. Some counselors leaned forward, others exchanged glances.
If the humans have engineered a planetary-scale weapon under our noses, this changes everything. We cannot ignore the possibility.
With respect, Counselor, a weapon would not present a single biological heartbeat. This is not a machine.
The debate swung wildly. Superorganism, natural phenomenon, bioweapon. No answer satisfied the room.
We will summon the Terran ambassador. If Earth has hidden a planetary sentience, the humans owe us the truth.
A junior attaché confirmed Ambassador Charlotte Drayton was en route. Olivia felt the weight of what she had unleashed. Ambassador Charlotte Drayton entered the council chamber as if she had been waiting for the summons. Her composure was so absolute it unsettled the Yoth more than any threat could.
Ambassador, the data is damning. Has Terra been secretly developing a planetary superorganism? Answer directly.
We did not create it, Counselor. We are part of it.
The room fell utterly silent. The implication of her words hung in the air like a blade suspended over every neck.
Part of it? What does she truly mean?
Explain yourself, Ambassador. What are you saying?
I will need to retrieve certain classified Terran historical documents. I request a brief recess.
The counselors erupted in protests, but Counselor Teth silenced them with a look and granted the recess. The chamber buzzed with fearful speculation.
What secret has humanity been keeping for centuries?
Charlotte walked out to retrieve the documents that would redefine the galaxy. Deep inside Earth, the pulse continued. Slow, eternal, patient as stone, Ambassador Charlotte returned to the council chamber carrying only a slim data slate. The silence was absolute as she connected it to the central projector.
What you are about to see is the Somnus Protocol classified for 2 centuries.
The document appeared. Its opening words burned through the room. Earth is a single macrobiological organism. Humanity is its neural architecture.
Neural architecture? We are its cells?
Dated 182 years ago, the file contained the original discovery human scientists had detected the planetary pulse and traced it to a vast sleeping consciousness. They had mapped the planetary neural network. Every human brain, every thought, was a synapse in a dreaming mind.
This can't be. You are telling us your entire species is merely an organ? That your history is dreaming?
Every civilization, every war, every discovery, the planet learns through us. We are its mobile neurons.
Olivia felt the ground shift under her feet. The universe had just become infinitely larger and infinitely stranger. Somewhere in the vast dark of space, Earth's ancient pulse continued, a single heartbeat, a sleeping god, and it had just been discovered. The Council's shock shattered. A dozen accusations flew: weapon, deception, trap. Councillor Teth silenced the turmoil with a raised hand.
How are we to trust this, Ambassador? 2 centuries of silence. This could be a psychological weapon.
The Earth evolved over 4 billion years. We are not its creators. We are its newest organ, its waking mind.
A holographic timeline spiraled out from her data slate. Molten rock, first life, the slow emergence of a planetary neural network.
Every human civilization, every war, every poem, it all feeds the dream. We are its learning, its curiosity, its nightmares.
How did you verify this? How do you know the link is causal and not correlation?
200 years ago, we attempted a direct neural interface. The scientists wanted to communicate.
The attempt sent a spike of pain through the entire planetary consciousness. Every human on Earth collapsed in agony for 4 minutes.
The Somnus Protocol was born that day. She dreams. Do not wake her. We have not attempted such contact since.
If a simple interface caused that, then what would an orbital strike do? Ambassador, you avoided my question. Is the Earth aware of us right now?
Charlotte drew a slow breath. For the first time, the serenity cracked.
The heartbeat has been accelerating for the past century. It is beginning to wake, Counselor.
The readout flickered. 0.8 hertz was now 0.95, a digital drumbeat counting toward an unknown threshold.
How fast? Can this awakening be stopped?
No. The process is too deeply rooted. Any violent intervention would be felt as mortal pain, and the retaliation would be planetary.
An organism this vast, retaliation wouldn't be a weapon. It would be an earthquake, a plague, a nerve storm over every human world.
The chamber erupted. Councilors demanded evacuation protocols, military assessments, species-wide alerts. Olivia's hand trembled as she stilled the data slate. The acceleration curve was subtle but undeniable. Across the station, core systems began flashing synchronized alerts. The planet's heart was quickening, and no one knew what the final beat would bring. Olivia pulled Dr. Arne Cole into a private data lab, far from the Council's uproar. She needed clarity.
I've run correlation scans on the human biofield. The Earth's heartbeat isn't just the planet.
The hologram overlaid live human encephalograms from every Terran city onto the Earth's pulse. Phase-locked, identical.
The planet is dreaming through every human mind. We are all synchronized. If this linkage is real, an attack would be felt as planetary agony. The feedback could kill billions.
Arndt simulated an orbital strike. The result: global neural collapse, tectonic feedback, the heart rate spiking toward extinction.
We have to present this to the Council now. The warmongers will trigger an extinction event.
She grabbed the data slate and ran, Arndt close behind. The corridors pulsed with amber warnings. The War Council's debate still raged through the bulkhead, but Olivia was already moving.
Counselor Teth, stand down. An attack on Earth will be suicide for the entire collective.
The War Council chamber was a storm of tactical holograms and raised voices. Advisors pushed for a preemptive strike before the Earth could wake further.
Dr. Varn, this is a closed session. You had better have overwhelming evidence to justify this intrusion.
Look at this. Every human mind is phase-locked to the planet's heartbeat. An orbital strike would be felt as mortal agony, and the psychic retaliation would annihilate us.
A hawkish advisor slammed the table. We cannot let an alien consciousness dictate our survival. Strike now before it opens its eyes.
You would gamble the lives of every Yoth citizen on a hunch? The simulation is clear. Violence wakes it, and the wake kills us.
Teth watched the simulated destruction. Cities flattened by neural collapse, ships torn from orbit by psychic shockwaves. His hand closed into a fist.
Enough. Stand down all strike preparations. The cost is too high. We will open diplomatic channels instead.
The hawkish faction fell into sullen silence. their plans undone by a biologist who had never fired a weapon.
I stopped them today, but the fear will not fade. We must turn this moment into lasting peace.
The immediate crisis had passed, but the ancient heartbeat still drummed in the dark, and the next beat could change everything. Olivia sat alone in the garden dome, alien vines curling overhead. The silence felt heavier than the council's uproar.
Charlotte stepped from the shadows. There is more I could not say before the council.
Olivia did not look up. What more could there be? We are its cells. It wakes. What else?
Charlotte's voice dropped. The planet is aware of the Yoth. Every human interaction, every scan feeds back to it. It is evaluating you.
The truth hit Olivia like a physical blow. Her research, her desperation, it had all been feeding the creature's awareness.
She whispered. It learned of you through me. I was a cell in its exploration.
Charlotte nodded. It is not hostile, curious. If the Yoth respect its sovereignty, a treaty is possible.
Olivia's voice shook. How do we negotiate with a sleeping ocean?
Charlotte replied. We don't navigate the ocean. We learn to sail without waking it.
Outside, the distant Earth pulsed, its heartbeat now a felt presence. The planet was dreaming of them all. The council reconvened in heavy silence. Charlotte stood at the center, no longer a defendant.
The Earth will fully awaken in 3 centuries. It will remember everything.
3 centuries? What guarantees do we have it will not lash out?
No neurological research on humans without Terran consent. Every experiment is an experiment on the planet.
You ask us to surrender a fundamental right of inquiry.
Limitation for survival. The alternative is annihilation.
The right of inquiry ends where the planet's pain begins. Somnus proved that.
Teth stared at the claws, his memory crystals dimming. For the first time, he saw no safe path. The chamber stormed with whispered calculations. The Yoth had never bowed to another species, now a sleeping giant. The terms were set, the council's answer would echo, but the final word belonged to a sleeping god. The council fractured. Older voices accused Charlotte of extortion. Surrendering the right to study the most profound discovery in eons was unthinkable.
Sovereignty is not a commodity to be traded for safety. This clause hobbles us in the face of the unknown.
Then a call rose from the floor. Dr. Varn, the scientist who first detected the heartbeat, was asked to give her honest judgment.
As a scientist, I say, the Somnus Protocol proves that we cannot safely probe this organism. Experimenting on a consciousness we do not understand is reckless and potentially genocidal. I am betraying my own kind's curiosity, but survival must outweigh every instinct.
A silence colder than any argument fell. A Yoth scientist had just endorsed a ban on researching another species, an act without precedent.
Dr. Varn speaks not from fear, but from evidence. The Earth is not a specimen. It is a sovereign life, older than any of us.
Teth surveyed the chamber. The hawkish faction had lost its fire. The moderates were nodding. He saw the inevitable shape of the future.
We must ensure collective survival above all. The research ban is a concession, but it buys us time to understand without triggering a catastrophe.
No formal vote was yet called, but the shift was palpable. The sleeping god would be treated as a neighbor, not a lab experiment. The session moved to a private chamber. Only Teth, Charlotte, and a handful of senior counselors remained. Olivia stood as a silent witness.
Charlotte projected the final clause. No galactic civilization shall conduct neurological research on Homo sapiens without explicit, informed permission from the Terran Federacy.
Teth leaned forward. Add the phrase, given the planetary consciousness link. I want the reason codified.
The clause, now complete, became the binding heart of the treaty.
This clause protects an entire planet from our curiosity. We are writing law for a god.
Teth raised his ceremonial stylus and signed the interim agreement. His memory crystals flared briefly.
Teth set down the stylus. The public ceremony will be the true test.
Charlotte extended her hand. Teth clasped it, a gesture neither of them had expected the day before.
Charlotte replied, "The Earth will remember this moment."
The interim agreement was sealed. Peace now rested on a public stage and a sleeping planet's pulse. A tabloid broadcast ignited galactic panic. Earth organism waking, Yoth nearly attacked. The feed replayed War Council debates and the stand down. Every species now saw Earth as a threat, not a marvel.
They leaked everything. Panic could destroy the treaty before it's signed.
We need a unified front. Joint press conference. Full disclosure now.
Charlotte and Teth agreed to move the public signing within the hour to preempt the narrative. The press room swarmed with cameras from 43 civilizations as Charlotte and Teth took the stage.
We will sign the treaty now publicly to prove our commitment to peace.
The Yoth Collective chooses life over fear. We will respect the planetary consciousness.
The galaxy watches. If they misinterpret this as weakness, the repercussions will be worse than any strike.
The ceremony was set. The sleeping god had never asked for an audience, but now she had one. The press room fell silent as Charlotte leaned toward the microphone. Her voice cut through the tension.
Earth is not a monster. She is an ancient consciousness that has dreamed through us for 4 billion years. We are her cells, and we will defend her sovereignty.
The Yoth Collective initially misread the signs. We now commit to a peace that respects the unknown. No neurological research on humans without consent.
The treaty clause materialized in the air. No neurological research on Homo sapiens without explicit Terran consent, given the planetary consciousness link.
Charlotte touched a data slate, her signature glowing. By my hand, the Terran Federacy seals this pact.
Teth followed, his angular script forming in the air. And by mine, the Yoth Collective.
The seals flared, a blue-veined globe in a geometric crystal circle, binding the agreement.
A planet now has legal protection. What will it dream of next?
Charlotte addressed the cameras once more. No experiment on a human is without consequence. We have drawn the line.
The ceremony ended, but from deep space, Earth's pulse seemed a fraction stronger, as if the sleeping god had stirred. Olivia retreated to her private lab. The press frenzy faded behind sealed doors. The heartbeat monitor filled the room with its slow, steady rhythm, 1.0 hertz, no longer accelerating.
It stopped speeding up, right after the treaty.
She overlaid the timestamp of the signing with the frequency log. The curves aligned within seconds.
It was waiting. The whole time. It was waiting for us to make the right choice.
A chill deeper than station air crept through her. Her own cells hummed with the same rhythm.
I'm not just a scientist. I am a neuron in a dreaming god.
Deep within the core, the planetary heart beat on, ancient, patient, and now aware of its own scattered thoughts.
We are all just thoughts passing through her mind.
She pressed her palm against the screen. The heartbeat answered, slow, eternal, patient beyond measure. Olivia found Charlotte in the observation lounge, alone with the vast window framing the pulsing Earth.
Ambassador, what will the planet do with us when it is fully awake?
It will remember us, the way a brain remembers its own thoughts. We are its memory.
Charlotte opened a small locket. Inside, a grain of Earth soil shimmered with faint blue light.
This locket contains a living piece of her. Keep it. You are now a conscious part of her dream.
Olivia took the locket. The soil felt warm, as if a heartbeat pulsed within it.
I spent my life studying external life. Now I carry a planet's heartbeat in my hand.
She will remember this moment. Through you, through me, through every human who ever lived. We are her chosen memory.
I am not a cell to be feared. I am a thought that will not be lost.
They stood together as the ancient light washed over them. Two cells, bound to a sleeping god. Within days, the treaty became law across 43 star systems. The galaxy's view of Earth shifted overnight.
The Terran Federacy will enforce the neurological clause without exception. We are the stewards of a sleeping consciousness.
On Yoth worlds, citizens who had panicked now watched educational feeds explaining the organism's biology.
All research protocols are being updated. Any violation of the neurological clause will be met with immediate sanction.
The star maps now designate Earth as a protected sentient entity. Not a resource, a neighbor.
In a public park, a Yoth child pointed at a holographic Earth. Is it alive? The parent could only nod.
They are beginning to see her not as a monster, but as a memory, an ancient mind still dreaming.
Terran and Yoth researchers began non-invasive collaboration, mapping the planet's dream without disturbing it. The pulse remained steady. The awakening continued at its own ancient pace, patient, inevitable. A new era had begun, fragile, incomprehensible, and entirely dependent on the dream of a planet. A priority message arrived from the Terran Federacy Science Directorate.
They want me to lead a new institute, Earth as the primary subject, non-invasive study.
She paced the narrow quarters, the weight of the offer pressing against her chest.
This locket holds a living piece of her. I cannot walk away from my role. I spent years fearing what I didn't understand. Now I have the chance to understand it without harm. I accept. The planet needs a careful observer. I will be that.
She transmitted her acceptance. The institute would be based on a neutral station, safely removed from direct contact. Charlotte's reply came within the hour. You were always the right choice. The Earth's memory is in good hands. She began outlining the institute's charter: non-invasive observation, neural mapping at a respectful distance, education for the galaxy. She looked at the heartbeat monitor. The rhythm was steady. For the first time, she felt not fear, but kinship. The first Institute symposium filled the hall with human and Yoth scientists. At the center, a holographic Earth pulsed gently.
We have found the planet's dream is fractal. Each human thought a separate pattern, yet part of a larger whole.
The display shifted, layers of human lives from cave paintings to space stations, all woven into a single neural tapestry.
It remembers every life ever lived, each one stored as a discrete memory. We are a library of human experience.
The audience sat in stunned silence. A Yoth scientist touched her own chest, feeling the distant echo.
We are not just cells, we are its story. Every heartbeat remembers us.
Charlotte rose from the front row. The Earth chose us to carry her dream. You have proven we are worthy.
The symbiosis was no longer a fear, it was celebrated, a cosmic partnership between a sleeping giant and its conscious cells.
We will continue to listen without disturbing. Her dream is sacred.
The symposium ended, but the heartbeat continued, a quiet drum under every conversation, binding them all. Olivia crossed the docking tube one last time. Through the transparent walls, Earth's blue veins pulsed in silent farewell.
So many beats, and I am only one of them.
She opened the locket. The grain of soil glowed, a tiny echo of the planet's rhythm. The faint thrum seeped into her fingers and settled in her chest.
I carry her heartbeat now, every step.
She closed the locket and turned away. The station's lights receded behind her. The shuttle doors sealed. The only sound was the quiet hum of engines and the distant eternal pulse. Through the viewport, Earth's eye pattern softened, slowly returning to its dormant state.
She is not asleep. She is dreaming us all.
The shuttle slipped into the dark. The heartbeat followed, patient and eternal, into the quiet between stars. On a world no Yoth had named, Olivia stepped onto ground that had never known Earth's dust. She knelt and opened the locket, her fingers steady. The grain of soil pulsed faintly. She pressed the grain into the alien soil and poured water from her canteen. A thread of blue light spread from the soil, tiny roots glowing with an impossible softness.
Dream on.
She closed the locket and stood, feeling the vast silence of a world not yet dreamed. She walked away, leaving the small glow behind, a single beat in a new body. The heartbeat followed, faint but unending, a promise carried in every cell. One seed, one thought, one cell among countless, and still the dream grew. Somewhere in the dark, the ancient god turned in its sleep and smiled without waking. The screen faded to black, leaving only a single blue line, a pulse that had survived 4 billion years. It was the echo of a planet's soul, a rhythm that had once been mistaken for mere geology. But now the galaxy knew. It was a heartbeat, slow and conscious. It pulsed through every human cell, through every memory, a quiet drum in the dark. Beat, beat, beat. The sound of a sleeping god. In a galaxy of wonders, the greatest is still sleeping, and yet it dreams through us all. Every thought, every hope, every fear. Olivia carried a piece of that dream across the stars, planting it in alien soil. The seed would grow, and the dream would spread one cell at a time. For now, the heartbeat continued, and somewhere, the ancient god smiled without waking.